Hey, what's going on guys? Dr. Chuck here from Mobile Physio, and today I'm going to show you how to install the byACRE backrest on their Carbon Ultralight rollator. Now, if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you've been struggling to attach your byACRE backrest to your rollator, and you're not alone. I myself struggled initially, but don't worry, I took a deep breath and I now have figured out a much easier way to snap this thing on your rollator, and I'm here to share that with you. I am an affiliate of byACRE and I do earn commissions. If you haven't purchased a rollator from byACRE yet and you're planning to, I can get you 10% off. All you need to do is contact me through either Instagram direct message, or you can send me an email and I will send you a discount code to get 10% off any of byACRE's rollators. Contact info is down in the description below. All right, so let's dive into attaching your backrest. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is simply orient the walker in a direction that's gonna be easiest for you to work on it. All you're gonna do is stand as if you were gonna walk so that the walker is facing forwards, and then I would recommend just taking a seat right in the same place that you'd be standing. So you can take a stool or a chair. This is gonna be the best place for you to install the backrest. Next, we need to orient the backrest, okay? So if you look on the back of it, you will see that it says byACRE right here. You're gonna want that wording facing upwards, okay? So don't have the wording upside down. You're gonna want it facing upwards like this. And then if you're sitting like this with the walker in front of you, you're gonna take your backrest and have the wording face it away from you. And then this is the orientation and position that the backrest is gonna end up at. All right, so here's the rollator in front of me. And again, I am sitting down behind it and the backrest is pretty much laying down in the position that it's gonna end up. Again, the wording is facing away from me. I'm gonna flip it around just so you can see the wording again. There it is, it's faint, but it's there. That is going to be upright and away from you, okay? Now you'll of course notice on either end of the backrest here, we've got these little hooks, these little clasps. You're gonna wanna position those on the inside of the handlebar posts. Do not have it on the outside like that, okay? You're gonna want those on the inside. All right, now that we've got everything oriented correctly, the next step is to attach each clasp of the backrest to the post of the handlebars, and you're gonna do that on both sides. Now, before you try and just shove this clasp onto the post like I did, I promise you that's not gonna work too well. There's a couple important things to consider and understand that's gonna make installation go a lot easier. Now, the first one, let me focus my camera here. The first one is this little nub, this little plastic protrusion. Let me see if I can point to it. This thing right here. This thing is important, okay, because this protrusion is going to, let me focus my camera, is going to go into one of these holes. Now you get to pick which hole it goes into, and that's gonna set the height of your backrest. So, you know, for me, you can go here, here, or here. Now, if you're a taller person and you walk with the handlebars up higher, you're gonna have more options as to what height to set your backrest at. But for me, this is the proper height for the walker, and so these are my options. Now, I'm 5'7", so if you're a shorter person like me and you only have maybe 2 or 3 options, the best one's probably gonna be the top one. However, if you are a taller person, from what I have experienced with taller people, picking somewhere in the middle is gonna be better than the whole way up. But, you know, installation is not permanent, so you can move it up and down depending on your comfort level and what you think is best. All right, so now we're ready for the first part of installation, which is the push. Now, let me just show you these handlebar posts here. They are triangular. Let me focus my camera. So they have 3 faces. First face is here with the holes on it. Here's the second face on the inside, and then the third face is right here on the outside. When you do the first part, again, which I call it push, you basically want to push it onto the face that has the holes on it, okay? So you're gonna take your clasp like this, and you're going to center each side of the clasp right in line with this face here. And then all you're gonna do is Put your palm on the pointy end of the clasp. Put your fingers on the back of the handlebar post so you can pull, and you're going to do one of these numbers here. Okay? So now the clasp is on the handlebar post. It's just not solidified into one of these holes yet, and that's going to be the second step, the rotation. Before you rotate the clasp into the hole, I would go ahead and put the other clasp on to the other post first. So go ahead and do that. All right, so now we're ready to rotate and lock this clasp here into place. Now for me, I would like it on the highest hole, but for filming purposes, I'm gonna show you how to put it on the this hole here. You'll be able to see it better. All right, so you should be able to see that little nub right there, that little protrusion. And you can see how it's almost in the hole there. And what I need to do is just raise up a little bit. All right, so now it's in line with the hole. And all I gotta do is push this in that way so that this whole clasp rotates right in. Doing this with two hands is best. You can put one hand right here and push with your palm, and the other hand can kind of grab here and help turn. So we are gonna turn this way, and you gotta give it a little bit of force here. So ready and turn. And there it snapped into place. Now I'm gonna pop it out of place by pulling on this in the opposite direction. So here we go. I'm gonna pull, popped out, and you can see the nub is right there over the hole. So I should be able to just push again and it's popped in, okay? All right, now I'm gonna do the other side and I'll show you from a slightly different angle. So I'm gonna line up this little nub over here, and I'm gonna start to rotate it to make sure I'm in line. That looks pretty good. Switch my hands here. This I'm gonna push out that way, and with this hand I'm gonna pull this way. So I'm rotating the clasp around the bar into place. And here we go. So there you go, it went right in. Now if you find yourself really pushing hard on the clasp and it's just not rotating in, that's probably because the nub is not lined up with the hole. I don't know if you can see that, but that nub there is below the hole. So I'm literally trying to push that chunk of plastic into the metal. Obviously it's not gonna go, right? So that's probably your issue if it's not rotating. So what you need to do is just lift up on the clasp until you can see that the nub is now, it's just like it's in line and it's ready to go into that hole. So that's where that's when you're gonna wanna push right there, okay? All right, and then your backrest is installed. Now to test it out, you can take a seat on your rollator and see if the backrest is at a good level for you. Maybe you need to go up a notch, maybe you need to go down a notch. I think the most comfortable level is where the main band of the backrest is in that sway of your low back. That's going to give you the most support when you kind of lean back a little bit and take a break from walking or whatever you're doing. Now, if you're somebody who struggles with vision and seeing details, or maybe you struggle with fine motor control, weak fingers, weak grip, you're going to do better just having somebody else install that backrest for you, save you a lot of stress. So I highly recommend you do that if you're having those difficulties. But that's it. That's how you install the byACRE backrest for the Carbon Ultralight rollator. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be coming out with a lot more videos related to the byACRE rollators and other mobility devices that I trust and use as a physical therapist. My mission is to help people find the right products out there that just help them move more and improve their quality of life. And again, if you haven't purchased a rollator from byACRE yet and you're planning to, you can direct message me on Instagram or shoot me an email and I'll send you a discount code for 10% off. Again, there's contact information down in the description. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.